And we're live. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to my channel, Chandler's Retirement Live. So today we're trading the Qs. Which is an ETF that acts like the NASDAQ, right? And so instead of trading futures, I just trade the Qs or I trade SPY, one of those two. And so let's see, I just want to get the chat started here. One minute. All right. I think we're set. And let me share. There we go. So I'm sharing my my screen. Boom. And so some economic news came out this morning at 8:30, and it looked like it was very positive. The market react positively to it. Don't know where the market's going to go, but I just want to trade the chart. So today's Thursday, and so far through the week, I am green, and I would like to stay green before the market ends on Friday. And so what I'm looking for today, I'm looking to make just one good trade. If I could just find one good setup, I'll take it. Now there are some more news coming out between now and 10 o'clock, and so I'll probably wait until 10 o'clock to take a trade, unless I see something that it's really inviting, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for to do. The market's going to open up here in about 6 minutes. And then we'll see where it goes. So what you're looking at is the Qs, and you can see this is overnight, right? The blue line, that's where the market closed yesterday. The yellow is the highs from yesterday, the lows from yesterday. This is the lows from the overnight. Obviously, the shaded color here is overnight, and you can see we did pull back, so we are gapping down. So normally what I look for in a gap up or gap down is to see if the market wants to close that gap, right? From here, pull up, close that gap, and then maybe come back, which normally is kind of what it does, and or close the gap and just keep moving up higher as we've been doing for this whole week. I do trade the pivots, so we got the two red pivots up top, right? The purple is center, and then you have two greens below. All right, I don't trade with the pivots; they're not a trigger for me. Usually, the market kind of slows down, just like right here, right? So, it reached out there, touches that pivot, and comes back. So it usually pauses right around the pivots, and so I kind of watch those. My big indicator that I use is VWAP, right? Is VWAP. So I believe that especially with institutions, if institutional buyer wants to get in or get out, usually they do that right around VWAP, which is why you see these bigger candles right around VWAP, right? Because that's a lot of volume coming in. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, right? Maybe we close this gap, maybe we come down and touch the lows before we do the opposite, right? Come here, close the gap, come back down, because if you look at the daily, right? If you look down here, this is the daily, right? So we got a big gap down there that we know at some point it's going to fill. The market's going to fill that, right? It's got to fill that gap. Maybe not today, tomorrow, maybe not next week, but at some point it will pull back there and close that gap. And there's a couple of more gaps, way down here. So you figure, well, you know what, the market's going to come back down here at some point. Something's going to happen, and the market's going to move down there and fill that gap. But what is it going to do today, right? That's the big question. What is it going to do today? Well, the hope is that today it shows me something that I can take a trade in. Now I do trade the options. Let's see what's today. Today's the 15th. I do trade options, and I'm trading ODT, right? Those options that expire today. And so I'm looking to find a move when the market's going to move, get in and then get out and make a couple of dollars. I'm probably, depending on the setup, I'm probably going to trade 5 contracts. If I'm not too sure, I bump back down to 1, and that's fine. But if I'm pretty sure about a trade, I'm going to bump up to 5 contracts today. Let's see here. This is the Qs, trading the Qs, looking at 510. $20. Yeah, so I used my active trader, and so I'm not going to load anything into my active trader yet, simply because I'm not 100% sure if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. So we'll see. We shall see. So the market's getting ready to open in about less than a minute. And I'm going to switch back over here to my regular charts. I trade the 1 minute. And this is the 1 minute chart. I do watch the market forecast. All right. Market forecast is what is the only indicator that I use. I don't use volume. I don't have a lot of moving averages on there. I'll have the VWAP, and that's pretty much it. Okay, the market just opened. Let's see what it's going to do. Remember, that's yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. We're on the 1 minute. Besides the 1 minute, on another monitor, I am watching the NQ and the ES and the YM, which is the Dow, right? I do monitor them. I watch them on the 5 minute. I do watch also the Qs, whatever I'm trading, and I usually trade either QQQ or SPY, which is the spiders, right? SP S&P 500. But I'm watching the QQQ on the 15 minute as well. I like to watch that. That gives me an idea of what the trend is. All right, so it's like it's pulling that down to that the lows of yesterday. And we'll see. We shall see. Again, now, because of all the news that is coming out today. I think I'm going to wait until 10 o'clock. I think that's the last little bit of the news. So I don't want to get caught in a trade and news comes out and it takes the market in a negative direction or in the opposite direction of where I'm trying to trade. All right, we're making higher highs. Remember, the two scenarios that I was looking for is the market to come back up here, close this gap, and then maybe reverse. I mean, yesterday, you could see, just look at yesterday, man. We stayed in this narrow channel. Yeah, it got me like one or two times. I did make a couple positive trades, but they're short-lived trades because it was just trading in channel. So we'll see if we can't break out of the high or the low, and or we will map out the 15-minute. A lot of people like to trade the 15-minute ORB, the breakout range. So I kind of like to watch that. To include, some people like to trade a half gap, just like it did here. It closed halfway, right? Half of the gap. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. Probably just a little more. There we go. All right. My shirt says, "I'm hooked on Jesus." That's probably better. Better picture. All right, so you can see we closed half gap, struggling right there. See what it's going to do. If you look at the, this is the Magnificent Seven, right? Those tech stocks that drive the NASDAQ, you can see majority of them are down, except Google is up, Netflix is up. And that's why QQQ is down, at least for right now. Hey, Dr. Dark Room. Yeah, the employment numbers came out this morning, 8:30, along with a whole bunch of other data that came out. And it sounded like it was positive, right, for the market. But, sometimes positive news is negative for the market and negative news is positive for the market, which is why I really don't do deep dives in what the employment numbers mean. I'm retired, and so I ain't looking for a job. But I just watch the charts because the charts really indicate how the market is trading. All right, how it's reacting to the news. All right, so we did half gap. Looks like we're coming back down here. maybe to test this low. And that's normally where, we make an equal low. Those patterns that I trade, right, are equal bottoms, equal tops, and the reversals. But I rather buy at the equals, at the extreme of the movement today. So you could ask yourself, is this going to be the low of the day? That's where I like to get in. But we're going 1, 2, 3. That could be it. When I look at options, I try to get something right at the 70 mark, but it has to make sense. So I'm going to look at the 515 calls. So now this could be a low, a higher low. We shall see. Struggling right here. Just right at that pivot point. Not the pivot. Well, the pivot point, the green pivot point, right here, as well as VWAP. VWAP is something I consider a stronger indicator than the pivot points, although you could see how that pivot point acts as some resistance or support. I always say it's just a place that the market likes to pause for a second. All right, maybe we're still coming down. Still coming down a little. And that's okay. We kind of like that. All right, so this is the equal bottoms I'm talking about. Well, markets hasn't been open long enough. Let's see what that's going to do right there. I hate to pass on this. But I'm just not sure right here. Because I do know that we still got some news coming out in about 19 minutes. Although that's the low of yesterday, that should be good support. right at the pivot or the VWAP, which is the same thing the NQ is. NQ is right below VWAP. You do know that the market loves to fool people. Trap traders. Take your money. That's his job. And my market forecast indicator at the bottom, yeah, it's not getting me a good signal that this is ready to push up. Not to say that it's always right, but it's just not giving me that good feel that this is a good place to buy yet. So I'm just going to be patient, and I'm just going to wait to see how this plays out. It still might be the place to buy, maybe just not yet. So I just got to be patient, and I just got to wait. So the VWAP is acting as resistance right now. Although it's looking good to maybe at least come up here and now make a equal high. I hope that this doesn't become a channel that it's going to trade in all day. That would be terrible. But terrible, yes, but possible. And we just closed a 15-minute. So really, where I have the channel, and I'm switching over to a 15-minute. Yeah, see, maybe a little lower. That's a 15-minute breakout, right? That's a 15-minute breakout, and so now you got what? You got an inside 15-minute, right in the middle too. Go back to the one. One of the reasons why I didn't want to take this is because it just wasn't showing me it. Wasn't showing me that it was going to be a good trade yet. Remember, I want to take just one trade and one good trade. All right, so it's breaking out of that 50-minute ORB, breaking yesterday's lows. So if you break one pivot, I say you're going to the next pivot maybe. Not always, but that's kind of what I think. Let me just extend that, and I'll watch that all day because that's a 50-minute. And if you look, let's look at the 50-minute. So on the 15-minute, we broke to the downside, right? So we made this kind of is lower low. All right. And so we'll see if it continues and or if we start going up to the other side and we make a higher high, right? We extend it out. Forget the word I'm looking for. All right, let me get back to the one here. There's that other pivot that I was looking at. It's like both QQQ or the NQ, the ES, and the Dow. They're all pushing lower. I'm also watching the video over here. The video's pushing lower too. You would think before that great news from Trump's visit yesterday that that would push the market higher. That just goes to show that it's not all about news. The market's going to move where the market's going to move. A lot of times it's not the news that pushes it. It's just the news that the market blames it on, right? If it goes lower, they blame it on the news. If it goes higher, they blame it on the news. They'll always find something there. Because it sounded like economically, they achieved some good stuff there in Saudi Arabia. It's funny because I was watching Trump at the deed, the air base there. So when I worked for a defense contractor, we had contracts in Al Udeid, and I would take trips over there to help manage all those contracts, meet with the customer, solve issues. I think I was over there like 3 or 4 times during the time that I worked for this company. So I'm very familiar with the ground in the area. Yep. That Dubai. I think the next place he was going was I forget now on the top of my tongue. Abu Dhabi, I think it was. Been there too. We had contracts on the Air Force base out there. And I would travel within the Middle East there, meeting with our teams. Those were the good old days. was good was in the deed or Al Deed, the air base there. We actually ran bars. So this is a great place where military folks, no matter what branch you were, they would come back and spend a little time, right? If they were in the sandbox, as we would say, right, or maybe 3 months, 4 months, and they needed a break, they'd send them there just to recuperate, rest, drink a couple of beers, listen to some entertainment, and then go back. And so those are the contracts that we kind of managed. All right, let me see if this is going to break this trend line or it's going to reverse from here. Got about 7 minutes before the top of the hour. Yeah, if it's going to be a negative day, you know that the VWAP is going to be resistance. Right here will be resistance, and market will pull back and continue to make lower lows. And or if we're going to be positive, it's going to break that trend line and go higher. We'll see what it wants to do. And on these 1 minute candles, I always say don't trade the first 30 seconds because just like that one, it faked you out, right? It faked you out the first 30 seconds, which now this is the second part of that 1 minute candle. You see how it broke it, made people think it was going higher, and it still might go higher, but it made people think it was going to go higher. They could be getting stopped out now. So if I'm going to trade, if I'm going to make a trade, I usually wait to the second part of the 30 minutes, more so to the end, depending on if I was going to go long or go short. Now that candle always says that sellers came in and they sold it down. Now you're getting some follow through. See if that thing changes. That changes to green and or stays red and the next candle is green, and it's probably going to go higher. But I still don't know. I still can't tell. I can't tell what direction, although right now you can kind of see that the market is trending down. We gapped down, did a half gap, right? We closed the half of the gap, and we started trending down, making lower lows, lower highs. That's a lower high, right? Lower high than this. And now we'll see if we can't make a lower low. Again, I'm just waiting for the market to kind of slip up and tell me exactly what it's going to do so I can get in and trade. Either or, up or down. Whatever way it wants to move. If it can give me some foresight to let me get in a trade and then ride it just for a little, maybe 2 candles. If I could ride it for 2 candles, I'll be good. I'll make a couple dollars. But right now, It's trading sideways again. Trading sideways is never good, especially when you're trading options. Now, if you're trading futures, yeah, you catch the bottom. But most future traders, they're more scalpers than anything, because that future market kind of moves. And so they'll try to get in and get out. Here we coming back down again. We'll see it to see if let me do this. I'm going to put a Fibonacci's. I do like using the fibs. The place where I like to buy is at the 618, right? So this retraces 50%. You can see it hit it here, it hit it here, and it hit it here. Although my market forecast indicator below tells me not to buy yet. Tells me to stay out. Not yet. So that I'll do. All right, we're coming up on VWAP again. Broke through VWAP. I just think you're going to get a really big candle here at some point today, up or down. And that's the only way you could bust out. All right, so what did it do? It pulled back 50% from this leg. It moved back 50%, right? Touched it 1, 2, 3. Coming back up. Now, the question is does it come back up and make an equal high here and then reverse? So it's 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, look at that candle though. Although it's still a new candle. Yeah, still not seeing a good setup for me to get in. Might be different for you. You might already jumped into a couple of trades. And if you jumped into a trade, let me know in the comments. All right, so right here is equal highs. Looks like we're going to go higher. People would say, how high? I just take the fib right there where it retraced it 50%. That's the first target. There's the second target. Now that was a good indicator, right? Where it was support 3 times and then it moved up. All right, so we're at the top of the 15-minute breakout. Remember why I said it breaks out to the bottom and it finds its way back up here to the top, the breakout to the top. Expanding the range. That's the word that I was looking for earlier. Expanding the range. So I'm going to move that because that's not helping me anymore. So I hit that first target. Looks like it's pulling back from that right now. But 1, 2, 3, 4. You would expect a red candle. Next candle, if it's going to go higher, should be green and make higher highs. Yep, there's the green candle. Let's see if it can do it. It looks like it wants to. There's some sellers there though. They're trying to sell it. And that's where you'll get a buyer that comes in and just pops it up, absorbs all the contracts the sellers are trying to sell. You're trading the gap this week yet? Let's see if that can't get up there. Usually if I get to midweek Wednesday, the end of the market Wednesday, if I'm green, I try to slow down a little bit on Thursday and Friday because we know that man, one bad trade, it could take away all your profits. And so usually Thursday from Friday, I just kind of slow down the number of contracts and the amount of trades that I put on. It looks like it still wants to go higher. But again, where are we at? Yeah, we're at the top side of this 15-minute range. We're just trading sideways. Sometimes the market needs to do that, right? It needs to trade sideways because we've made some really hellacious ups, some gap ups. I made some real good trades on a couple of those. But the market just it opens up and just keeps going up, right? Gap and go. And that's where you keep looking for that pullback. You can't find a pullback. You just got to buy. At some point, you just got to buy, and you're rewarded because the market keeps going up. All right on target 1 again. But it's also equal highs, right? Equal highs to here, to here, here. We're coming up to that. I always say that if you can't make a higher high on this push, then the market's going to pull back some. And I usually look for 2 tries. Like you'll make a try once, you'll come back and I'll make a second try, still fail, and then that's when I know that the market's probably going to push lower. Or it's going to start its the downside, right? Because the market usually moves up, 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 makes a double top, then it starts coming back down on the other side. Those are my trading models that I kind of look for. Although the range ain't all that great. Sometimes when the market goes into consolidation, don't like to trade it. I'd rather just stay out. Simply because you get chopped up too much. Nobody likes to get chopped up. The market's good at showing you a trade setup that looks really, really enticing, only only for it to fail and go the opposite way. See, some will say this is inverted head and shoulders. You know, that, down, back up. Then what does it do? Comes back. I'm going to remove that. It's not helping me. Oops. Trying to see where it's going to go to the downside. You can see where we hit the 50. We're hitting the 618. And VWAP. Well, we're right in the middle of the 15-minute ORB. Let's see if it, nope. See how that candle just pushed real hard? That's how it breaks through those buyers. Oh, no, that's a nice candle there. If it can close that way, if it can close up, the buyers tried. Maybe they'll try again. Nope. Coming down. Oh, that's a nice red candle right there. So the only way to trade a sideways market, a channel, is to buy at the low and sell at the high. Anything in the middle will get you chopped up. They say don't diddle in the middle. Leave it alone. So the market came all the way down to here, right, which is where target one is. Yeah, I'd be interested in maybe taking a buy to ride it back up, because that's the pattern it's creating, right? Up, down, up, and let's see if it can come all the way down. Now, normally what I see is that the market come back up here, touch this trend line, and then come back down. That's a normal pattern. Although I'm not willing to bet any money on it right now. So if you notice that my voice is kind of hoarse, I'm right in the middle of a 5-day water fast. Yeah, I started on Monday. So last month, I did a 1-day fast. Then I did a 3-day fast, water fast, just drinking water for 3 days. And so in the month of May here, I'm doing a 5-day, Monday through Friday. So since Monday, let's see, still got my clock going. So I haven't had anything to eat for the last 80 hours, right? Last 80 hours. And so get that back up. And so, yeah, I'm feeling good, taking what I learned from the last time I did my fast and applying it. Feeling pretty strong still. Told the wife that if I feel strong by tomorrow evening, I might just extend it out. Try to do a 7-day. And people always ask me, why in retirement? Why are you doing a fast? Why are you starving? It's just a challenge. Well, there's a lot of benefits from doing it, but it's a challenge, right? You're challenging both your body, right, physically and mentally, right? Challenging your mind. Can you can you control your mind to where you don't do what it wants to do, and it wants to eat, right? And I got a lot of food here to eat, but you put on this challenge and you say, nope, I'm not going to do it, and you see if you can do it, right? That I think that builds a lot stronger character. All right, so this is looking like a head and shoulder, right? So now what I've always seen is if this breaks this neckline, then it's going to go lower. But again, back to what I said about the market's kind of showing you something to get you enticed, and then it just does the opposite. I see it doing that more often than not. Okay, so if it did break this neckline, where's it going to go? There's target one. It's kind of where I have it. And usually what I'll see is that the market will come down, right? Will come down to here, and people would think, oh, it's going to break, it's going to break, it's going to go lower. And then it just goes north. That's what I see. Which, for me, I'm going to look at maybe taking a trade at this point. And we'll see if that's going to work out or not. Don't know. So we know if it breaks, it's coming down to here. If it doesn't break, it's going to move back up because it's going to fake everybody out. So let's see what it does. See how it's bouncing off? And you would think you got 3 reds. The next candle should be a green going up. Should be. See if it plays out that way. Not to say that it will, but it could. I is struggling here though. Just trying to entice other people on the other side. We're right at that VWAP too. That VWAP's going to be resistance right now. See, it was resistance here, 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 all along here. But you can see because everybody else can see this as well. And what they see a head and shoulder. So they all believe it's coming down here. And if people got short here, they're starting to cry. Which I should have got long here. So I missed that trade. Now it's a pretty good setup. I said all I wanted was maybe 2 candles, 2 green candles going up. So that would have did it. Oops. That would have did it. Now we're at the 618 again. See how it just pauses right there? Still look like it's going to go higher though. If it breaks this 618, I always like to think it's going to go up to 100% retracement. Like to think, doesn't mean it does that. I just like to think that. Well, that's 1, 2, 3 green. You would think that the next candle is going to be red. See if this turns into red. You gotta wait for that second half. Yeah, it's the second half of the candle. Now, if this is going to go higher, this might turn green, and then the next candle will be green going higher. So here we go. But see where we're at. We're right in the middle of that 15-minute range again. Not where I like to trade. Don't ditto in the middle. Unless you're scalping, right? Unless you're going to get in, get out within several seconds. All right. I said this usually if it's going to continue would be green. It did turn green. Let's see if we can make a higher high on this candle. Although I am doing a fast, I can have 1 cup of coffee, cowboy coffee, meaning it's just black, no sugar, no cream, no nothing. And I can have 1 cup of green tea. You know, I like my green tea too. There you go. There's that next green candle going higher. I need to get some water. I'll be right back. All right. So just right at that 618, fumbling around there before it goes higher, maybe so. That's accumulating right there as well. But again, we're right in the middle of the 15-minute range. Look from the start to now, just trading sideways. Trading sideways. Hard to make money if it trades sideways, unless you're scalping. This is where people, no matter what you trade, unless you're selling options, right? This is where sellers, as the market moves up, they'll sell these calls up here. Market moves down, they'll sell these puts way down here. And if the market just stays like this, then guess what? They're gonna make money. Probably the best way to make money. All right, so I'm gonna remove that because it's not helping me decide anything. That already played out. You see it played out, but man, it didn't play out very powerful. All right, you can see the head and shoulders. Here's the neckline. If it breaks that, it's coming down further. People see it, and that's when they start getting in. They start going short, short, short. Then this happens, and this usually happens versus it breaking. And as this happens, well, it hits their stops, or they have to buy to get out of their short, which fuels it to go up higher. But in this case, nah, it's not doing it. Why? Because it's trading sideways, and a lot of traders, when they see this, that they just stay away. They go, it has to break. It has to break one way or another before they get in, or they call it a day and they'll come back again tomorrow, right? Because there's always another day to trade. You don't have to make your money today, unless, of course, you need to make money to pay the bills, and you got to figure out a way to make a couple of dollars. And you see the pattern is creating again, right? There's the shoulder, there's the top, boom, another shoulder. I don't know. Maybe this time it does break and come back down. So I'll move the Fibonacci's. I just do this. It's broke the 618. It's most likely going to come down to the 100% retracement. There's the bottom of the hour. 10:30 New York time, 9:30 Central time. That's where I'm at. Central time, 9:30. Yeah, NVA or NVDA, NVIDIA, it is going sideways. You talked about Meta. Let me look at Meta. Yeah, Meta be looking ugly too. Yeah. Ugly, ugly. That looks like it wants a break as well. And Amazon. Yeah. Looking at those stocks made you think that the market's going to go down further. It's going to hit the target one. But you can see this is high, lower highs, lower highs. It's never good when it keeps making lower highs. but it does look like it wants to punch down here. But that might be a good place to buy if they could do that. It's right on that mark. Let's look at Meta real quick. See, there it goes. There goes Meta is breaking. Get back to the Qs real quick. It's trying to hold that yesterday's lows, but I think we're going to break that. Yeah, I talked about when you're looking for a market top, right? So market comes up here, makes an equal high, comes back, first attempt to try to go higher, can't do it, comes back, and this is the second attempt. All right. That second attempt is usually better. And you can see it push down deeper. Although this first attempt is still good. All right. That's a good put buy. But this is nicer. So the next thing it should do, maybe. We'll see if it's going to come down all the way to this first target. Looks like it wants to, huh? Yeah. So the trade is still, or the trend is still sideways to down, right? Not down that much, but definitely sideways. It's not going higher. There we go. There's a push further down. No, they're buying there. Them wicks, they're buying. It would just take a big seller to push it down further. Just absorb all the contracts. Just trading underneath the yesterday's lows. Still think it's going to push all the way down there. Hit that target. Target. Slowly coming up. Still thought it was going to hit that target 1. A lot of people probably thought that too. And that's why the market turned. Because we said market likes to do the opposite of what everybody thinks. Oh. That's a nice push up. See if it hits that VWAP and turns. Yeah, so normally I just reverse this. All right, so it hit the 50. So we traced 50%. Now that does it come back down and make a equal low right here. So just looking at the news, Dick's Sporting Goods, they're near their $2.3 billion deal to acquire Foot Locker. Haven't been into a Foot Locker in a long, long time, or even Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, I have gone in there and bought things from Dick's, but not lately. Not in the last maybe 3 years, 4 years. The online just makes it so much easier that if you want something, you just got to go online and buy it. You don't need to go into the store anymore. I don't know if the stores are crowded or not, malls are crowded or not, but I prefer just to stay away from the crowds just because of all the viruses that they say that are out there. But yeah, I guess that's a big deal for Foot Locker and Dick's. It's where you got to survive, right? As a company. I worry about this Ukraine and Russia peace talks that definitely ain't going nowhere. I guess they were supposed to meet today, or was it yesterday? They were supposed to meet. But if I was Putin and I was winning, like they say he is, why would you stop? Ukraine wants us to stop because they're losing. Stop killing us. Putin's like, man, we're making a lot of ground. We'll be in Kyiv pretty soon. So he ain't going to stop. I just worried that I don't know what the next step is from that, right? Obviously, Trump wants it to end. I think Trump wants that. He wants that peace recognition, right? He wants to be noted as the peacemaker. The peacemaker president. So he already said that he was going to stop the war day one as soon as he's elected. I think we're past 100 days, so that didn't work out. That's a difficult situation. I'm sure they're going to put more pressure on Russia now. It doesn't seem like Putin's the type of person to blink. All right, so we pulled up. We hit the 618. See all the wicks. So there's sellers right there. Although I still think it's going higher. We're up to the 100 retracement. Yeah, I know Powell was speaking today. I didn't catch anything that he said. I didn't think that he would say anything positive, but I don't know. I didn't listen to it. I think he's just slightly political. And then I think it's politically against Trump, not for Trump. All right, so we've come up here. We've hit this trend line, right? And we'll see if this market keeps coming down. Then you start to see this this trend. Right now, we're just trading sideways. Still haven't seen a good probable trade for me yet. Might not. Hey, Jamel, Mr. Williams. Wow. God bless you too, brother. God bless everybody in the live stream. Yes. Bring them good health, abundance, and let the market go up, 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 up. Awesome. Awesome, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for blessing the chat. Thank you for blessing the channel. Thank you for blessing the live stream. God is great. Mega millions, yeah. That's what we want, mega billions, and then give it all away. Give it all away in accordance to what God wants us to do with it. Because it's not our money, it's His money. Yeah, yeah, we are all doing great here. Life is good. Can't complain. Although it's starting to get hot. I think yesterday we hit the triple digits for heat wise. I think it was like 102. So yeah, that summer's here. It's going to get hot. Might have to take a drive up north just to go find a cooler state to stay in for the summer. Appreciate you, Jamel. All right, so the market's it hit that trend line and it pulled back. I thought it would at least come up to here, but it didn't. It started to. It faked people out. And where's that? That's right in the middle of the 15-minute range. That's how you get chopped up. Let's come back. Look, it went all the way down. It's coming back up. Maybe now we go up here. Hey, Mark, that just so I know if it ever hits it. Difficult to trade. Difficult to trade. See, they buy it and they sell it. About another 8 minutes until we hit the top of the hour, 11 o'clock. They've got some sellers there. They don't want it to go above VWAP. Still following that trend line, going down. See if you can break out of that. Now we're making equal highs. Right there, equal high. See if you can't punch through here. Come up to where I thought it was going to come, at least. Comes up here, it breaks, makes you think it's going there, fake you out, pull back, then continues on, and it's going to where we thought it was going to. But if you broke this breakout, you got stopped out. Most likely. But it looks like it wants to push. See if this red candle can turn green. Just like that. I'll remove this fib. Oops. Thought I was on the fibs. Okay, you see where target 1 is? See if we can't get there. Yeah, so we're hitting our target right there. All right. I kind of thought it was going to come at least up to here. And it did. Although it required a pullback first. It required 2 fake outs, right? Faked you out thinking it was going to go up, pull back. Fake you out thinking that it was going to go further down, and it came up to where we thought it was going to come. Now we're finding some resistance here. All right. See if we can't break this and hit that target 1, the 1618. Still haven't seen a clear trade for me. Continue to look. Probably right there is where I should have got it. Always hindsight, it's easy to see. But when it was trading here, you're thinking it was going to come down lower, but that's actually a higher low. And right now we're at the equal highs, right? Equal to that. Although, might hit target one, target two. Come up there, close the gap. So how does it break this? You get this big candle that just pushes up real quick. It just absorbs all the sellers. We'll see if we can't do that, because you can see the sellers trying to sell it down, trying to hold it right here. Oh, it did make higher highs, right? Higher highs than this. See if it can't hit target one. There you go. All right, so we hit target one and then kind of retraced, which is also the top of the 15-minute breakout range. Yeah, so it's like it's pulling back from that the 15-minute opening breakout range. See if you can't bust through that. There we go. Come on, let's see if it makes higher highs. Yeah, should be higher highs right there. There you go. That's a nice candle too. Let's see if they retrace this candle. Got that pivot point up there. Yeah, it's like everything is coming alive, huh? Let's go to Market Watch. Let's go to the NASDAQ 100. Still a lot of red. Means you got to be mindful. Even if it's moving up, remember that's still lower. There's the high from yesterday. We're coming up on target 2. Looks like it wants to fill that gap. I'm going to move the Fibonacci. Sometimes I like to think, you get this close to filling it, uh, starts to act like a magnet. Ah, cowboy coffee. All right, if you're long, you always hate to see a candle that looks like that because that's just sellers buying it back down. You got a little bit of follow through. So it is after the 11 o'clock hour. Is that lunchtime for some people? It's at that pivot point. Let's see if it breaks through that pivot point. You see how that pivot point, it just pauses there? So I don't use it to trade, but I know that the market usually slows down somewhat, just like it did down here, right? It just slowed down before it continued on. So the thought is that it's still going to go higher, right? We're still looking to 100% close this gap. Just watching what it's going to do. So if it's not going to go up any higher, then what I would think that we're going to make equal highs, and then we'll start to see the double pullback, at least pull back to the 618, or maybe even back to VWAP. Oh, that's a nice push. Oh, there we go. Just trying to hit that gap close. Come on. Push it up some more. There we go. Ugh. It's slowly pushing up there, but it's going up. So as we get up here, I'll start to look for a put position. All right. One would consider this being the gap close. Well, let's see if it can turn green. And I'm going to start looking for a put. Let's see if this thing wants to go higher or we'll come back from here. Can afford some puts and calls. How you doing, Oz? Yes, I'm gonna try to buy one right here, one put, just one put, because this thing still might go up. And if I'm wrong, well, it's $25, and I can deal with that. Yeah, I'm doing good, Oz. Doing good. I'm right in the middle of a 5-day water fast. I started on Monday. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm on day 4 of not eating anything. So my voice is a little scratchy. Trying to drink as much water as I can, but feeling good. Good week. It's been a good week. Can't complain. All right, just looking for this to come down some. Won't have to come down a lot. Let's see, from the high to the low, from the low to the high. If I'm wrong, I want to get out as soon as possible. But if I'm right, I'll make a couple dollars. All right, I just want to see this come down some more. Where are them sellers? All right. Right at my stop there. If it takes it, it takes it. It's okay. That's why I just went in with one contract. Yeah, it took it. Wow. Now we're hitting the highs of yesterday's highs. I'm going to try to buy one here. Here I'm buying puts. It's another good place. I mean, we're at the top, so might be a place where it retraces from. We'll see. See what it wants to do. Come on, pull them back. We'll see if the if yesterday's close is going to act as support, or if it'll break right through that. There you go. Keep coming. This might be support right here. Let's see. I can't break through that. I would think you'd have come down at least to the 38.2 retracement. I got my sell order right above it. Normally, I would move my sell order all the way down to the 618. More so because I bought at the top, so I could give it a lot of room to play, although it's just one contract. But this was going to turn, I would think, at least to here, the 38.2, and come back up and make a double high. We'll see if it's going to do that. Come on down some more. You get a green here and then a couple more reds. Yeah, I was hoping this thing wouldn't be the support right here. All right, give me a red. Give me a red. Nope. I was hoping that that wouldn't be support or support back over here. You know, at some point it's going to try to come back up. Hopefully, not make newer highs. We can remove that. It's not helping us. Move my stop just a little bit off. Always hate doing that, but makes sense to do that now. So you would think, yeah, well, maybe this is the turn here. Would be nice. Because we say if it can't make higher highs, then it's going to pull back some. Come on, pull it down, pull it down. You need to get one real big red candle. Takes it all the way down. Keep coming. You need to make lower lows here if it's going to continue down. There we go. Give us that candle. Turn red. Yeah, it's just taking its time. Hey, how you doing there? Spy Live Stock Market. Yep, yep. We need some luck. I'm looking for the market to go down just a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit from here, a little pullback. Just a little pullback. Now you can kind of see another channel it's trading in. Yep. Yeah, Oz. Oops. Again, it's just in this channel right here. Although because we made a higher channel, I'm thinking that should have been on the other side of it. I was hoping that it was going to pull down just a little more before it hit my sell order, but it didn't. That it didn't. All right, let's see what it does here. Just need that real big red candle going down. Yep, it's pushing up. Gotcha. Yeah, don't look good. Can we just get a real big push down? Not up, down, down. Get away from my stop. Push it down hard. $11.42. It's right there again. Ah, sucker got me. I could have moved my stop, but I didn't want, because if this thing pushes up further, then obviously I'll lose more. And I had intended only to trade one contract today, 1-5 contract trade. But I didn't do that. Yeah, what I was hoping for didn't work out. Hey, David. UNH. Oh, wow. They have bad earnings or something? The CEO resigned. Yeah, that's never a good thing. Hopefully, if it was for good reasons like health and other things other than scandal. Oh, gotcha. Scumbag company. Yeah, well, I mean, still trading for like $264, but yeah, that's because they cheat people out of money, right? Oh man, are you trading it? Are you in it? Yeah, they're not denied claims. You've been scalping it. Well, it's up above VWAP, so it's positive. Maybe it gets up there and makes equal highs there at the 275.15. 283 is the sweet spot. Gotcha. Good luck with that. Let me go back to Q's here. See if it decided to come down yet. Nope. And that's why I don't like moving my stops so much. If you move your stops, you just lose more money. You know, if you're wrong, get out. Obviously, so what we did, we had this channel, and it broke up and it created another channel, and it continued on. So what does it do from here? It comes back to the 510.23, right? Yesterday's highs. And then from here, we might continue to bounce higher. But it stopped right at that pivot. And that's why I got pivots on my chart, because for whatever reason, they seem to work somewhat. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Then they got run over. MOS. Wow. Let me look at the day chart. For a pullback. Yeah. So this is the 30-minute making lower lows. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Now this should like come back down, maybe to VWAP or right above VWAP. Come back up here, make an equal high first, and then start down this leg. That way it's more systematic. Let me write that down. Keep watching that. Go back to Qs. Their Qs coming back, hitting yesterday's highs. That should act as support, maybe, unless it wants to break through that. Oh, it's 5-minute. I was wondering. There you go. 1 minute helps me out so much. Uh, see the patterns I'm looking for. Let's see if this is going to hold. Again, tapping it again. This is right where it hit my stop last time. So it's kind of sort of making another channel, a higher channel. Another 4 minutes to the top of the hour. Just right on there. Almost like it wants to break it. It's almost like it's just waiting for that. Instead of that big red candle, you're going to get a big green candle that takes it all the way back up to the highs. All right, so it looks like it's gonna pull, it's gonna come up. See if it breaks this trend line, and we'll go up and make equal highs. Or we get a red candle and takes it lower. You can see done a lot of buying. There it goes. Yeah, I'm trading same day expiration Qs options. Now I'm not trading spreads. I'm trading directional. So what I try to do is just get in. Hopefully it moves in the direction that I'm looking for. Yep. ODT. Yep. Yeah, brave. You have a tight stop, you're okay. I'm not looking to swing it very long. If I buy one contract, so I'm looking to either make $50 or lose $25. So 2 to 1. Yeah, I hear you. That's why I have a tendency to be real patient. I don't like trading a lot, making a lot of trades. Um, if I can make one trade, 5 contracts, even if it doesn't hit the my 50 cents, I can always pull it up or down my sell order and, make a couple $100. I'm good with that. Yeah. I hate staring at the screen myself. I'm right there with you, especially for long periods. But, since I'm doing this fast, this kind of occupies my mind, right? And it focuses on it. All right, so we're still trading in this channel though. VWAP is coming up. So it looks like it's going to come back up. So what it looks like. See if we get a red candle next in about 30 seconds. See what it does. If it makes higher highs or starts to pull back down from here. My guess is higher highs. All right, let's see if it can't push up and make higher highs. It's got to do that. Hey, that's an awesome, awesome butterfly there. Oh, there you go, higher highs. Now let's see if that pivot point where it's at right now, if it holds it, if it acts as a resistance, or it might push right through that. Yeah, you're right. You are right. Hey, David, did you say you trade through a prop firm? Oh, you trade to Schwab and Fidelity. So yeah, so not a prop firm. All right, it's your it's your own money. I hear you. Yep, higher highs. Like it's going to squeeze the rest of the shorts. I know a lot of people got short today, thinking we're going to pull back a lot. And like, psych. Yeah, yeah. I've listened to him for a long time. Yeah, I would agree. He is excellent. Yeah, I don't subscribe to him. But I just catch his YouTube. I mean, I subscribe to his YouTube channel. I know he has a paid version that provides a lot of good information. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I just read his thing there. Yeah, he not only smart, but he's got a lot of. Yeah, he's very entertainable. Yeah, that was the move right here. That was a nice leg. You could you could have bought here with a stop below, and it'll never come back to touch it. You could have held all day. Yeah, I think he's also been on CNBC a lot in the past. Yeah, yep. I think I've seen him on there. Yeah, he never shows his face. Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I think it's on. I think he's been on several financial networks. You know, they give them the 15-second plug. They ask them what they think. Yeah. Yeah, he does on subscriptions. Yeah. Yeah. That's the way they do it. They make more money on subscriptions than trading stocks, I think, sometimes. At least a lot of the other traders on YouTube. I know that's for sure. They might claim they're making a ton of money, but they're not. They're making it all from subscriptions and whatever else. Courses they're selling. I don't have none of that stuff. I don't subscribe to it and I don't sell it. But for that money, he puts in a lot of work. Unless he has a team. Yeah, yep. Like I said, he puts in a lot of work of doing all that research. Still trying to see what the market wants to do. Let's see, it's 12:17 Central Time or Eastern Time. It's already made this one leg up. I'm looking to see if it wants to pull back. Yeah, never a day off. Yeah, you're right, because he's always working. Yeah, 25 bucks a month, that's not bad. Yeah, especially if the information that he provides gives you a leg up on the market. Yeah, try another one here. Yeah, I'm gonna move my sell order up because this is probably going to be support. I'm just hoping that it comes down to here. See if I could get that. Lord willing. Come on. There's get a little bit down. Come back down to the bottom of the channel. All right, so let me get a red candle after this. If this don't turn into a red candle, maybe we'll get we'll get it down to the bottom of this channel. That's all I'm looking for. There we go. There's the red. I just push it down. Come on. Yeah, they don't want to go. How about give me another red? Take it down further. Like it's got to at least get down there. Come on. There we go. Yeah, break through that. There you go. That's nice. I move my stop to break even. Just above this candle. Can it go down some more? There you go. Keep coming. Keep coming. Come on, push it down. All right. That's a break even trade there. That's a scratch. I'm glad I moved my stop to break even. Although I was hoping it would come down, but it didn't. Going back up. That's a higher low. See what they want to do with this. Let's see, 1230. Yeah, this thing just don't want to go down. At least not yet.
That they thought it was in their national interest to do that, and to a large extent, they still believe it's in their national interest to do that. Trump seems to be able to sort of get past that. He's got a good relationship with India. Does he want more and more press releases about Apple shifting from China to India? Definitely not. Defeats the purpose. But here's a very simple fact. There's only one product that Apple is manufacturing at scale in the United States currently today. That is the Mac Pro, not the MacBook, what I'm using here, the desktop. And that is the very high-end version.
Talking about Apple on CNBC.
They make it in Texas. Can they do more things in that fab in Texas or elsewhere? 100%. Can they do an Apple shareholder, not moving for Apple to throw its margins away and start trying to build, AirPods in Manhattan? I think what you're saying is just do some more press releases, like make a few more things. And I think Tim Cook is smart enough to understand that's exactly what he needs to do, and he will.
Yeah, and let's just think about what if the president gets a lot of what he wants? What if we're manufacturing a lot of other things in America? Are there really going to be enough workers? Are there going to be enough resources to be building iPhones, which they shouldn't be in America? You're absolutely right. As you started, I thought about 7 years ago, the Boeing Air Force One tweet.
Yeah.
Sent the stock down for a couple of days. Leaving all the other Boeing issues aside, it was a complete canard.
All right, let's get the headlines now with Silvana. Hi, Silvana.
Hey, good afternoon. The Supreme Court today allowed the mother of a black man killed following a routine traffic stop in Houston to pursue an excessive force claim against the police officer who shot him. In a unanimous ruling, the justices faulted a lower court for focusing only on the moment force was used in 2016 and not the moments leading up to it. Now, this means the civil rights lawsuit filed by Ashley and Barnes' mother can move forward for now. A Wisconsin judge pleaded not guilty today to federal obstruction charges for allegedly helping a man evade immigration authorities in her courtroom. Lawyers for the Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dubin say she's innocent. On Wednesday, her lawyers filed a motion to dismiss, claiming she has judicial immunity for official acts. The trial is set
All right, so it's moving up. You can see this is holding. It's holding until it doesn't hold. That's nice. That's the kind of trade you want to be in. Let's see if it's going to make a new high. There you go. Higher high. I did this last time, right? We make a high, and then I try to short it right here. It doesn't work out. Yeah, I don't think I want to try again. Okay. You break one pivot, you go to the next. Yeah, that would have been a good trade. Definitely. The trade I was looking for. All right, I'm going. Let's see what time is it. 11:41. I'm gonna call the stream. Still gonna watch the market. See if I can get a good setup before the end of the day. If not, then I'll just try again tomorrow. This is Chandler's Retirement Live saying appreciate everybody that's been on. Hope you guys have a good evening. We'll talk to you later.